Welcome to PulseWire Reporter, where we bring you the stories shaping our world. Tonight, a major development. A U.S. aircraft carrier strike group has docked in the Philippines, sending shockwaves across Asia. This is no routine visit. It's a calculated show of force in a region simmering with disputes, especially in the South China Sea. The move signals a deepening alliance between Washington and Manila, and a direct message to Beijing. Tensions between the Philippines and China have been escalating for months over contested waters. The U.S., bound by a mutual defense treaty, is now backing its words with military might. This is more than a display of power. It's a test of wills in one of the world's most strategic waterways. Our team is on the ground in Manila with analysts in Washington and eyes on Beijing. Why this carrier and why now? What could happen next? We'll break it all down. This story is about sovereignty, international law, and the shifting balance of power in the 21st century. Stay with us as we unpack what this means for global security. Let's get started. To understand today's events, we need context. The U.S. and China's rivalry defines global geopolitics, with the South China Sea as the main stage. China claims nearly the entire sea, building artificial islands and military bases, alarming the U.S. and its allies. The U.S. regularly conducts freedom of navigation operations, challenging China's claims and sparking repeated confrontations. The Philippines, under President Marcos Jr., has pivoted back to the U.S., granting expanded access to its bases. This move infuriates China, which sees it as an attempt to contain its rise. Recent months have seen physical confrontations near disputed shoals, with Chinese vessels blocking Philippine resupply missions. These incidents fuel nationalist sentiment in the Philippines and draw sharp warnings from Washington. The U.S. has reminded China that an armed attack on Philippine vessels would trigger their mutual defense treaty. This volatile backdrop sets the stage for the carrier's arrival. The stakes have never been higher. The USS Gerald R. Ford, America's most advanced aircraft carrier, is now in Manila Bay. This supercarrier, with its cutting-edge launch systems and over 75 aircraft, leads a formidable strike group. The group includes powerful destroyers and cruisers, providing multi-layered defense and offensive capabilities. The arrival was a spectacle. Over 1,000 feet long, the Ford dwarfed local ships and drew a formal welcome from Philippine officials. Officially, it's a port call for resupply and crew rest, but the symbolism is unmistakable. The Ford's presence demonstrates U.S. global reach and commitment to the Indo-Pacific. Joint exercises with the Philippine military will enhance coordination and readiness. For sailors, it's a cultural exchange. For strategists, it's a message of unity and resolve. This visit is about more than diplomacy. It's about deterrence. The world is watching. The Ford's arrival has triggered a wave of official statements. Washington reaffirms its ironclad support for the Philippines and commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. Manila welcomes the carrier, calling it a boost to defense and regional stability. President Marcos Jr. is expected to tour the ship, underscoring the alliance. For the Philippines, this is reassurance in their standoff with China. Beijing, meanwhile, condemns the visit, warning against muscle flexing and foreign interference. Chinese state media accuses the U.S. of provoking conflict and trying to contain China's rise. The U.S. and Philippines frame the deployment as defensive. China sees it as aggressive encirclement. These opposing narratives deepen mistrust and raise the stakes. Every move is now part of a high-stakes chess match for influence in the Indo-Pacific. The diplomatic temperature is rising. The carrier's arrival sends ripples across the Indo-Pacific. Countries like Vietnam and Malaysia quietly welcome the U.S. presence as a counterbalance to China, even if they avoid public statements. Allies like Japan and Australia openly support the deployment, seeing it as vital to regional security. For them, a strong U.S. commitment to the Philippines is a commitment to the entire Pacific defense line. But not all ASEAN nations agree. Cambodia and Laos, close to Beijing, view the move with concern. ASEAN's tradition of neutrality is under strain as the U.S.-China rivalry forces tough choices. China is an economic powerhouse, but its assertiveness in the South China Sea worries neighbors. The U.S. offers security, but aligning too closely risks economic backlash from Beijing. The deployment sharpens this dilemma, and every nation must weigh its options. The region's response will shape the strategic landscape for years to come. The balance is delicate and shifting. The USS Gerald R. Ford's air wing is a show of force. Dozens of F/A-18 Super Hornets, F-35C stealth fighters, and advanced surveillance and electronic warfare planes. These assets can project power deep into contested waters. Dr. Evelyn Reed, a retired naval analyst, explains, bringing the Ford is about showcasing America's technological edge. Emails, advanced radar, and the F-35C integration all send a clear message. It's a signal that the U.S. is ready to fight with its best, not legacy systems. Meanwhile, China's Navy is now the world's largest by ship count, with anti-ship missiles like the DF-21D designed to keep carriers at bay. The central question, can the Ford's defenses withstand a saturation missile attack? The U.S. Navy is confident, so is the PLA, but no one knows for sure. This has never been tested. This deployment is strategic signaling, with both sides demonstrating capability and resolve. The hope is deterrence, not escalation. The risk miscalculation. The world is watching this high-tech standoff. The stakes are enormous. With the Ford anchored in Manila, what's next? Expect joint U.S.-Philippine military exercises in the South China Sea, closely watched by China. Every maneuver will be scrutinized, raising the risk of close encounters or miscalculation. This deployment will likely accelerate alliance building among the U.S., Philippines, Japan, and Australia. China will respond with more patrols, drills, and economic pressure, seeking to sway regional loyalties. The action-reaction cycle could further militarize the region and increase the risk of crisis. The future hinges on whether a stable equilibrium can be found and whether communication can prevent escalation. The Ford's arrival is a powerful symbol, but it also pushes tensions closer to the edge. The world is watching to see what happens next. The stakes for peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific have never been higher.